Hey guys, this is Reid, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the 5 bands that have influenced me as a musician. I don't listen to these bands all the time, but these are the bands that really got me into creating my own music. But before we get into the video here, I'd love it if you left a comment about the 5 bands that's influenced you as a musician. If you're not a musician, just leave a comment about the 5 bands that really got you into loving music. But I'm babbling way too much, so let's get right into this video. Okay, the first band I want to talk about is a band that just made me fall in love with music. Not even for the playing aspect, just listening to music. The band is Guns N' Roses. Everyone knows them. I don't think there's much explanation I need to do about them. What I liked about their music was just like the melodies, the arrangement, the attitude, just everything about it. At the time I didn't know all those terms and stuff. I just knew it was good music when I was a kid, but I knew there was something special about it, and I just fell in love with music listening to them. My dad showed me other bands like AC/DC and stuff at that time, but Guns N' Roses is what really got me into music. I love all the classic albums like Appetite for Destruction, both the Use Your Illusions, Live, the Spaghetti Incident, which is their cover album. I haven't really listened to their new stuff like Chinese Democracy just because it's not really Guns N' Roses. Like, Axl Rose is like the only original member at that point. I feel like the other members are just as important in my opinion. But if you think I should listen to that album, just let me know in the comments. But I'm probably just gonna pass on it, but let me know. I don't know if it's actually good or not. My favorite songs by them are Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine, all the classics really. Almost all their songs are classics, so it's all good stuff in my opinion, but I really like that stuff off of Appetite for Destruction. Once I actually did start playing music, like playing guitar and stuff, I did really get into Slash's guitar playing. I like how he takes a melodic approach and only plays what's needed for the song. He doesn't needlessly shred like some other guitar players. He plays melodically and thinks about like the song in general. If it's a slow solo, if it makes the song better, he does that. He doesn't always just like play with all these scales and stuff, so I really appreciate that. And when I play my own guitar solos, I try to mimic his style in that kind of way. Not like the melodies he plays, but just like the phrasing and like how he makes it more like emotional instead of just like a show-off show, you know? I really appreciate that, and I still listen to them to this day. I actually did a piano cover earlier this year on this channel, so if you want to see that piano cover, there's a link in the description. It'll probably show up in the cards up here or whatever, but yeah, that's Guns N' Roses. Let's get on to the second band. Okay, the second band that really influenced me was the band Metallica. They got me into the metal style. I really love that aggressive, edgy style, and I was a teenager when I got into them, so you know how teenagers are. They're all edgy and stuff and think they're all cool and stuff, so Metallica really resonated with me because of the anger you kind of feel as a kid, like you're mad at your parents. I love my parents, by the way, but everyone goes through that phase, I think. Metallica really got me into the behind the scenes stuff too with bands. I remember in my teens watching things like Some Kind of Monster and the making of the Black Album. I didn't really watch stuff like that before until I got into Metallica. I like the interview aspects and how they interact with their fans. Say whatever you want about Lars Ulrich, but he knows how to talk to people. I actually met Lars Ulrich. He was the first celebrity I met, if you want to put this down in the books of notes, random facts about me. It was the Orion Festival in 2013. I was 15 years old at the time, and they were showing the trailer for Through the Never. It was like the first time they were showing it, if I recall. No one knew about the movie at the time. I think it was announced here. I can't really remember. Fact check me online. I'm probably always wrong. When they were showing the footage, Lars Ulrich was there and he was talking about the movie, and when they started showing some of the footage, he came by and there was a free seat by me, and he sat down right by me and he's like, "Hey man, can I sit by you?" I was like, sure. I like, what do you say when you're 15 years old and Lars Ulrich is right by you? But anyways, he sat by me. I met him. He was a really cool guy, really nice and patient. I didn't get an autograph, which is like one of my main regrets about that whole day. I loved that whole festival, but really regret not getting that autograph. But anyways, I am really into Injustice for All. That's the album that got me into them. I love how heavy and tight it is. I know like when they were making it, there wasn't much bass and stuff, but I still love that album. I love all their early stuff. I even like some of the newer stuff like Death Magnetic. Not really into the newest album really. I kind of think it's too much like their old style and they're kind of repeating themselves, but it's still a good sound for them, but not for me, you know? I actually want to show you my flag really quick. Let's go this way. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff here, but I have a Metallica Injustice for All flag. Don't mind the mess here. I have that right there, and yeah, I just love Metallica. Fun fact is I actually learned a lot of their songs when I was first learning how to play guitar. I started playing guitar around 12 years old, I think. Was playing some of their songs way out of my skill level at the time, but I feel like if you push yourself as a musician and play some stuff out of your comfort level, that's how you get better. There's some stuff I still struggle playing today. I can't play a lot of the progressive metal music that a lot of people listen to. I can't shred like that, but I try to learn some of it when I can because it makes makes you a better player. So there's that. Let's go to the third band. Okay, so the third band that really influenced me when I was growing up was the band Green Day. They got me into the more punk type music. I'm not like a pure punk listener. I'm not really into Black Flag or the Sex Pistols or any of that type of stuff. I kind of like more of the pop punk type of things going on. Got like Green Day, Lit, Blink-182, Sum 41, stuff like that. I like the more melodic stuff, but Green Day really got me into that pop punk music, and I went through a phase like late middle school, early high school where I listened to nothing but them. I love the album American Idiot. I haven't actually heard a lot of their newer stuff since like Uno. I haven't heard Uno in newer, which is actually a ton of music, but I should probably listen to that someday. But I love American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown. Those are like my favorite albums by them. I like the old stuff too, but they had some easier songs for the guitar, so I could actually play at my skill level and actually play them good and all the way through. There weren't parts of the songs that I couldn't actually play, so it was nice to practice those with my band. And yeah, not much to say about Green Day except they got me into pop punk, and I still listen to pop punk a lot today. And I did Umbrella Beach, the cover to that earlier this year in pop punk, so you can see kind of how they are a part of my style. Anyways, band number 4. Okay, the fourth band I'm going to talk about here is my favorite band of all time. I don't listen to them every single day, but my favorite band is Rush. They influenced me to who I am today. The main guitar style I use is almost a mimic of Alex Lifeson. Even though I do a lot of like rock music and pop punk music, I try to play like Alex whenever I can. I love the suspended chords on guitar, and I just love everything about Rush. They have so many different like periods of music. Like they have a classic rock era, a progressive rock era in the middle, there's an electronic era, and then there's kind of like a revival to their classic sound. But the first time I heard Rush, I actually hated it. I used to hate Geddy Lee's voice with a passion, but over time I grew to like it, and I think he's one of the best singers of all time, really. Hemispheres is my favorite album by them. Well, I love A Farewell to Kings and Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures and 2112. They're all great. I really love that middle era where they're a progressive rock band, and just everything about them. Like they created an atmosphere. There's the odd time signatures, which as like a younger musician, we always played like 4/4 in band. So once I started hearing like 5/8 and like 5/4 and 7/8 and weird time signatures like that, it just like excited me as a musician because there was so much more to like try with it, and they were just doing like stuff way ahead of their time. And I think if you listen to their old albums now, they stand the test of time. Their electronic era doesn't really stand the test of time as much because there's a lot of 80s synth sounds, but that stuff still sounds awesome too. I recommend checking Rush out. They're my favorite band of all time, and if you need any recommendations on what to check first, let me know in the comments and I will point you in the right direction to get you onto what you might like by them. Okay, now on to my last band. The last band that really influenced me was the band Dream Theater. They kind of took what Rush did and took it to the next level with more craziness and stuff. They're a little bit more complex and there's a lot more shredding going on, but I actually heard Dream Theater the first time by playing the game Rock Band 2. The song Panic Attack was on there, and me and my friends just thought the drums were crazy on that song. And then I ended up buying the album on iTunes because I got a gift card. And fun fact, I actually buy CDs most of the time, but for some reason I got a gift card for my birthday that year. But I bought Octavarium with the $10 gift card I got to iTunes, and I didn't really dig it right away until I got to the last song, Octavarium, which is a 25-minute epic, which long songs at the time were kind of new to me, so I was like, holy cow, this song is like it's like a novel, you know? But listening to the song Octavarium made me fall in love with them. The main like influential part of Dream Theater for me was actually the musician Mike Portnoy. Most of the music I listen to today is his music. He left Dream Theater about 10 years ago, and I've been following everything he does now, from like Transatlantic to the Winery Dogs, Neil Morse, which by the way, I could make a whole video about Neil Morse because he's my favorite new music that I listen to. I almost listen to Neil Morse exclusively and almost nothing else these days. But I follow Mike Portnoy. I met him in person. I met Neil Morse and all of them in person. That was like the best day of my life, going to see them in concert because they are such cool guys and they'll tell you everything. Talked to the mixer while I was at the show. He told me his mixing techniques, so I've used those in my songs now. Anyways, back to Dream Theater. I just fell in love with the progressive style, and that's just what I listen to these days. I can't really play that stuff on guitar or drums really, but I love listening to it and it inspires me to create my own music. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. I'd love it if you let me know what your influential bands were, or just what music you listen to if you're not a musician. And if you have any questions about like what I like or what I have liked in the past, just leave me a comment and I'll tell you anything really. Just want to have a kind of a conversation and talk on this channel because that's my favorite part about doing this. Thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.